cheating on him for 3 years with his best friend.
A Christian wife cheated on a Christian husband with his best friend. When all this cheating story and Christian man cheats on his wife and the wife come online to do a story time and they talk about how they forgive each other, how God grace or how the Holy Spirit touched their hearts and the woman forgave his husband. I always say that I've never seen the woman come to say, okay, she cheated, or a man coming to talk about how his wife cheated on him and she also forgave him. But we found the video. We found the video. This Christian wife cheated on a Christian husband for 3 years or 2 years, and she was sleeping with his friend, his best friend. And he forgave her. Let's watch this videos together, then we'll come back and talk about it.
Cheating on him for 3 years with his best friend. We had 2 kids, 3 and 6 years old. And he could have walked away, should have walked away, could have. And when all this came out, and I hid it for 3 years in the church, when all of this came out, he looked at me and listen, a good therapist knows your feelings are valid and you can feel all of those things. He was mad. He was hurt. He was confused. He was disoriented. All those things were still true. None of that was underscored or not a part of his experience. But what was also a part of his experience, because he had been submitting and surrendering to the Lord so faithfully for so long, was he literally looked at me, and all I expected him to do was exactly what every man had done in my life, my dad, all these other men, was to leave. And instead, he looked at me and he said, "Casey, I don't know how to not love you." That is when Jesus became my Lord. That is when I got grace for the first time in my life. I realized that is what Jesus had been saying to me all along. You don't understand, girl. You can run from me. You can hide from me. You can be mad at me. You can do all these things. And the reality is, I don't know how to not love you. I've been cheating on him for 3 years with his best friend. And he could have walked away, should have walked away, could have. And when all this came out, and I hid it for 3 years in the church, because he had been submitting and surrendering to the Lord so faithfully for so long, and he looked at me and he said, "Casey, I don't know how to not love you." That is when Jesus became my Lord.
It wasn't that long ago we had a video going viral of a woman saying that she would help her husband get ready to meet his mistress. She would iron his clothes. I really thought at that point we had reached rock bottom. But apparently this house has a basement, because not only were you cheating on your husband for 3 years, but you're cheating on him with his best friend. She said she was already in the church. She knew about God's grace when she was cheating for those 3 years. You can forgive a cheating partner and still leave. They keep acting like you only have the one option. Stay and suffer through. Stay and pray your way out. You can pray while you're filing for the divorce. I hate when people make it seem like the healing can only be in reconciliation. But sometimes the healing is in you two being apart. Maybe he was bringing out the worst in you. It took this for you to finally open your eyes. Maybe God knows what kind of path he's on, and God's like, let me get my baby out of there before this man self-destructs and before he alters her future. For all you know, that's where the healing is. But telling every Christian woman, stay with the man. That's how you heal. God is not a one-size-fits-all God. You trying to do what worked for you may not work for her. God hates divorce, but that still doesn't mean that every marriage is meant to be saved.
And Lord,
I wish that more people took the whole, I'm going to be serious about life serious. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to necessarily be looking for a husband or looking for a wife. But a lot of times people are getting caught up in mess, and then ultimately they get with a person. And sometimes you even ruin that person's life. And this goes for both men and women. You can ruin a person's life by you participating with somebody when you're not serious and they are about life. They may not necessarily be looking for you, but then you start to integrate yourself into something that somebody else has going on. You know that you're not qualified to be with that person, but you allow for them to play a role in your life, and then ultimately you do them the disservice. And I don't like that, right? I genuinely don't like that. And I want to see where she's going with this, but I don't. I don't really care for it. I did see a quick clip of this, short form, and it got me a little bit curious. So I went and found the whole clip because I like to get to the source to better understand exactly where all of this is coming from. And so this is what we're exploring right now. But before we even get into this, I always like to give credit to the content creator. So that link will be down in the description because it's the right thing to do. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And then make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's see where she's going with this, right? I want to see this.
Lord knew what you needed.
He knew what I needed.
Sometimes we forget God is a father.
Justin. I needed my Justin. I need my cowboy.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a cowboy. So the words that changed my life, Ryan, the words that absolutely changed my life, my husband said them to me through the Holy Spirit after I had been cheating on him for 3 years.
Oh, hell no. No, we could stop this right now. We could stop this right now. No, dog. Hell no. Nope. 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 You can't get me to go, not pass go, not collect $200. You can forget it, bro. And if y'all
A Christian wife, in an attempt to sing her husband's praises, said this.
I've been cheating on him for 3 years.
What is this craze about oversharing? What is the need? Do you know there's a world in which you talk about your marriage and your struggles without adding the embarrassing piece of information? The one that makes your husband look like a weakling. She thought it was a good idea to go on a podcast to publicly remind her husband that she cheated on him with his best friend for no reason. And when she asked her husband why he didn't leave her, his response was, "I do not know how to not love you." Everybody goes, "Aww." Marriage goes. Out of all the men in the world, she chose the one closest to her husband, the one that he would least suspect. I'm sure he trusts his best friend with his life and with his family. She doesn't feel remorse. She feels relief that the man she broke chose to stay by her side regardless. And she thinks the fact that he cannot leave is like a strength for other people to practice. It was emotional paralysis. What did you expect him to do? In her mind, that's his marriage or couple goals. I don't know. I can't imagine a man granting the same interview and saying exact same thing like, "Hey, I cheated on my very good wife with her best friend for 3 years while we had a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. I wonder how the internet will react. My wife forgave me and she's so amazing. I love her. She's the best thing that's happened to me after I cheated on her. The internet will be chewing his head off. Regardless of how long ago it happened, the internet will destroy him. But when a woman does it, with us empathy, some grace, and a microphone. In our society today, men are expected to be emotionally disposable. Like, they don't have feelings. They'll be all right. The men, what's the big deal? You shouldn't react. You're a man. Suck it up. You're a man. You can do this. You're a man. You got it. Just overlook it. But when a woman does the same thing, men are taught to die silently in sacrifice, while women are allowed to publicly process their regret. Her husband most likely still doesn't sleep well at night because of the depth of the betrayal from his wife and, most importantly, his friend. That man was not trying to show strength. He was just trying to pick his battles carefully. Now their lifestyle will be destabilized because his wife cheated and he is badly hurt. She chose his children over his happiness. Madam, you didn't marry a great man. You broke a great man. And instead of restoring him, you decide to remind him publicly how much he has lost quietly. And also to inform the internet that did not know anything about the story. Did you ever love that man? That's an information that should literally die with you after he's forgiven you. And he forgave you and here you are, telling stories nobody asked you? Why would you do that? Your audacity has Amazon Prime subscription written all over it.
Is it just me or this last creator is not getting it? What do you mean that when a man does something, we expect men to take it with their full chest, but when a woman does something, everybody wants to talk? I feel like she's mixing it up, right? Women are the ones that are expected to accept everything from their man, from their man's family, from everybody, because they are women, they can't do anything, but men do not. How many man accepts their cheating wife? How many man can actually hold their cheating wife back and love them exactly the way it's supposed to be? but women do it like it's a normal thing. In fact, they've actually normalized men cheating. They're like, oh, men are polygamous in nature. Men is going to sleep with so many women, but they always love one woman, which is their one woman, which is their wife. Men can have sex with random women and means nothing to them. But when it comes to the one person that he loves her wholeheartedly. They actually normalize it and make it look like even when you're in a relationship with a man, so far it comes back home to you, it still loves you. So far it's providing, there's a roof over your head, it's paying rent, it's doing this, it's doing that, it loves you. Do not care about the woman is seeing outside because she's the outside one. These are the norm, right? Am I the only one that is scared or that I feel like this story is one kind? Because imagine me listening to someone that I know telling me that she cheated on her husband with his best friend and she told him. And he's like, no problem, girl, I still love you. And he puts it aside and he's still, doing the norm that he's doing. I would say, girl, watch your back because this man cannot be trusted. Watch your back because even I don't think you have to do this much for a man before they can unalive you. The fact that you even want to leave a man, even father is abusing you, he wants to unalive you. Okay, now you cheated on me with his best friend, and he's like, no problem. My fate accepted. I still love you the way I'm supposed to love you. It's scary, you guys. Am I the only one? Oh, I'm just too damaged. I just feel like it is very scary to stay in that kind of relationship with that same man because he might be planning something. Like, I don't know, I don't trust men. I don't trust them. Like, I do not. But this is rare. This is like one of a kind video that I've always been waiting for. In fact, I was expecting it to come from the man because I don't understand why it's coming from the woman and why do you have to come out and say it? Well, it's always the men that always also say these things when they want to humiliate their wife as well. So fine, no problem. But then I was expecting to come from the man. Let him say that. I was to listen to how these men would talk and tell us how their women cheated on them, how they forgave them, and the relationship is the way it is. And he did not cheat. Because most of the time when a woman cheats on their husband is because of the side effects of them cheating. Because most women cheat on their husband because they were cheated on, right? So your woman must be cheating on you because you cheated on her before. So it's a win-win, right? This one is you've never cheated, you've never flirted with any woman, she's not suspecting with any person, and she's the one out the door cheating, and you accept her like that. Anyways, this is the kind of story I like to listen to. Let the men also feel the heat, like the same thing women go through in a relationship. I just hope this is the full story. It's not as if the man was actually a terrible person before and he knows that he has fucked up, because some men will know that, oh, they've actually messed up, so whatever thing that their woman did to them, they'll just accept it because they know that it was their fault, their woman did that, right? So if it does not link to that and it was just the way she said it, well, this is kind of story I like to listen to. What is your take on this video? Let's have conversation down in the comment section respectfully. As always, Sugar Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.